Alright, way back before the movie version of Battleship, like, I don't know, 20 years or 30 years before that, you had the movie version of the board game Clue. I'm a huge movie fanatic Nate coming to review the, basically, Clue. I think was originally called Clue the movie or something like that. I'm pretty sure, I'm absolutely positive that I saw this movie in the theater with my folks. This movie came out, I believe in 1986, and I'm absolutely sure, I can remember it being nighttime, and I can remember seeing the Clue on the marquee of the theater. I'm pretty sure we saw it. And one of the cool gimmicks about Clue, I can't remember actually seeing it in the feed. I can't remember actually it on screen necessarily, but I remember seeing the title on the marquee. I'm pretty sure we saw it. And one of the interesting things about Clue was they obviously based on a board game, and people play it. It comes out all kinds of different ways, and so many. This guy or this person ends up with this weapon in this room or whatever. So you have all kinds of different outcomes, and a really cool idea that really isn't done very often or necessarily at all that someone came up with to do this movie, possibly John Landis. This is a Deborah Hill production, and I think John Landis, who I actually thought was really great in the old days, in the 80s and stuff, did a lot of really cool stuff. I think co-wrote it with the director, and so this movie ended up going out theatrically with one of three different endings. And I guess I just looked right online right now, and I guess different theaters would get different endings, and I don't quite understand why that was. I suppose just to get you to go see it 3 different times, I suppose, which I guess the movie barely, just by like $1 million or even maybe $500,000, was shy of making back its budget, which I guess was $15 million, which seems like a lot in 1986. Because just less than 10 years earlier, Halloween was made for what, $200,000 or something. So what? I don't understand why this comedy with like no well, it's actually got visual effects. With very little visual effects would have been $15 million to make, but whatever. I pretty much instantly loved Clue, and I can remember being in school, even in 4th grade or whatever. I loved the music, and back when I was a kid, I was drawn to classical music and instrumental music, and movies was a great way for me to hear. I used to, back when there used to be kind of cool scores like this. I love the music in this movie and the score. That used to obviously be a way for me to hear different kinds of cool orchestrated music. And I remember walking down the hallway, and I was probably the only kid in the goddamn country who was, in grade school, walking down the hallway going the movie opens with this, obviously that great kind of goofy but serious music at the same time, and it sets the atmosphere. The credits sets the atmosphere for what the movie's going to be. And the movie has this cool sense of both like comedy, but also like, I remember when I was a kid and I used to watch it on home video, the parts where the guy from Jaws and the cop, like, and it was just the gloved hand with the whatever the hell it was, the wrench or whatever. Those scenes would actually kind of scare me a little bit, and also that scene almost still scares me now, where Colonel Mustard leaves Scarlet in that one game room, and he's like, "You check it out. I'll check the whatever," and the curtain. She's slowly approaching the curtain, and it's like moving. That almost gives me goosebumps even now when I watch it. So what I'm saying is the movie actually is like a comedy, but it has a few moments where the music actually plays a big part in why it's scary. The few moments that actually are kind of creepy to me, even now as a really mature and amazing adult. So this movie, where do you even start with Clue? I mean, this is amazing. I don't think I wrote it down on the list, but I don't think I even thought of stars. So that'll have to be one of my on-screen live decision-making things actually that I have to do live. So where do you even start? I mean, the cast, Tim Curry. This is basically the movie that introduced me to Tim Curry. I was never a fan of Rocky Horror Picture Show or anything like that. So for me, this is the Tim Curry movie of all time, and this is a movie that introduced me to him. And obviously, I knew of what's his name? Shit, God, you know what? Whatever his name, Doc Brown, Obviously, I know Christopher Lloyd from Back to the Future, and Madeline Kahn from Young Frankenstein, and who else is there? Oh, I don't know. You got that woman who plays Miss Scarlet, who I don't know if I really even necessarily seen her in anything else. But let's not forget, because you know me, if you've been watching my reviews for a while, let's not forget Colleen Camp, who basically, does what she does best by just having a tight, low cut, whatever. For me, this is Colleen Camp. Well, I haven't necessarily seen her in everything she's done, but this is Colleen Camp just showing her stuff to the maximum degree, and she's even not incredibly horrible at a French accent. So, because at Half Price Books within the last couple of years or something, I got the first 3 Police Academies on DVD, like the first 3 for $3, so it's $1 a piece. And I remember it says Colleen Camp in part 2, and I remember thinking, not having seen it in forever, I remember thinking, oh yeah, Colleen Camp in Police Academy, and then I watched it, and I remembered after when I watched it, I'm like, she's like in these loose tops, and what the hell is the point of having Colleen Camp be in a movie if you're not gonna? So anyway, what I'm saying is this movie completely takes advantage of Colleen Camp's we'll just say body. It completely takes advantage of her body, and it drives me crazy. Absolutely crazy. Wild. It drives me nuts. And every time she dies, I'm like, she's not gonna be in the movie anymore, damn it. But she's not too terribly great of an actress, but who needs to be with her body? So you're not really paying attention to her acting anyway. So maybe I made the Colleen Camp point, and maybe I will move on, but this is great, and the reason I thought of it is because I just got the Blu-ray at Half Price Books. I want to say it was $2.99. You know how they have them little did I say Half Price Books? Best Buy. I want to say it was $2.99. Obviously, it's brand new. I go there every now and then and look at they have these little cardboard stands that are set up here and there, and I think with cheap DVDs or cheap Blu-rays in them, and I'm like, Clue, and I'm like, and it like said $2.99 below it, and I'm like, okay, because I never necessarily intended to get Clue on Blu-ray because the DVD is fine for me, but I'm like, okay, I'll get it for $3.99 or $2.99 brand new. So I got it and rewatched it. And the Blu-ray, by the way, is really crisp. I think one of the things that I'm disappointed in is just like with Halloween 2, they changed like the credits at the beginning. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure they changed something. I think it used to just say a Deborah Hill production, and now I think if Deborah Hill's even mentioned at all, it says someone else along with Deborah Hill. They figure just because she's dead now they can change that. That's just lame. I don't understand that personally. But other than that, the Blu-rays looks great, of course, and I think it's mono, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But the movie's really cool, and obviously I only watch the 3 endings version every time, even on tape, back on tape, and DVD, and now on Blu-ray, just the 3 endings and stuff. So this movie is absolutely funny. I can't believe that it did poorly at the theater, because I think it's absolutely funny, and it's very moody. I love the atmosphere and the setting, the era. And like I say at the very beginning, the movie is set up, the mood and everything is set up so wonderfully by the music and stuff, and those shots, even by today's standards on Blu-ray at the very beginning when, what's his name? Is it Professor Plum and Miss Scarlet get to they get to the house, and it's like, they show the shot and the music so creepy. Why is the car stopped? It's frightened. So much fun. There's so much great humor in this movie. As for stars, bada bing, bada buda bada. Shit. I guess I'll go 3.5 stars with Clue, I suppose. It's really cool, and to be honest, like I say, I've already said it, some of the kills, actually, it's funny because they actually kind of scared me as a kid, and they're actually kind of creepy. I remember, I probably was sitting in the theater, like when that guy was on the phone from Jaws. It's funny. there's all kinds of people here having some kind of party. And one of them is my old boss from... And it's like really creepy. Then you see the shot of the phone, and he's like, the gloved hand puts the phone... Ooh, I'm gonna start crying right now. But I think that'll do it for my review of Clue, the movie. Apparently I looked online and there was some kind of talk about doing a remake for 2013, but obviously that fell through because it didn't come out, and it's 2014 now. But it's just as well. You know, one less remake, you know, that's a good thing. So I'm glad that didn't work out, because remakes can just go to living hell. So thank you very much for watching my Clue review. I hope I didn't forget anything. I think I already said calling camp, so that I mentioned like one of the most important things, but it's got some humor that I absolutely love and I absolutely just adore, and the music's great, and it's just one of those ensemble things that's just so great, you know. I could talk and talk and talk forever about Clue, but I'm not going to. Thanks for watching.